this, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Blender and my most recent project, which was the cryogenic lab. And I did that because it was a request. Somebody asked me if I do another science lab type scene, medical lab, whatever, but in Blender 2.8, because I'd done a bunch of stuff like that in 2.79. And so it ended up being a really big project. It was 12 videos of modeling and then one video where I just showed materials. And that's really what I wanted to talk about. As I think you probably gathered, look at that, look at this. I'm really not very good at the materials. And, I mean, and this was a big scene too. I need help there. I've got Substance Painter. I just got it recently. But here's my thing. I sort of don't want to use it now that I got it because I'd rather stick with just Blender. So for those of you that are starting out, because I'm not very far along, my stuff is probably more useful for people kind of just starting out. Yeah, I'll give you some more in a second, okay? I almost would rather just stick with Blender so that people don't need other software. And this is why I don't use a lot of add-ons, hard ops and this and that, you know, to make life easier in Bolt Factory. I want to do it my way, and I want to do it from scratch. I have a couple of add-ons, you know, but not much, because otherwise, I don't know, press a button and it's done. Not exactly, but... And then for those people starting out, getting this add-on and that, maybe there's people that do that. They just load up on all that stuff. I would just rather do it myself. I always say that. And this is kind of why I've shied away a little bit from getting more into materials, just using, say, images from the internet. I've done some of that, but it bugs me to use some wood texture that somebody else did and I throw it on my model and call it mine. It bothers me. I think that comes from being a musician. Hang on, sweetie. Being a musician and writing a lot of my own songs. Yeah, I did covers. You have to do that in order to get views.
Myself.
Yeah?
I can take it out.
All right. Hang on.
I want to take it out.
Yeah, let me try and find it. She wants a piece of my chocolate bar.
Take it out.
I hope she's going to save some for me. Be careful. Don't drop it, baby. All right. Here, let me help. Sorry if this is boring. Pull on that piece. See, we got a chocolate bar there. Pull. Okay, you see the chocolate bar there? Here, let me do it. Time out, guys. This is Blender and this is real life. Here you go.
No,
Okay, good girl. Eat that. So anyways, yeah, like I said, rather do it myself, but I can't do it all myself and blah, blah, blah. So fine. Substance Painter, I don't know if it's procedural texturing or if it's using a bunch of images that the artists, the creators made and put in the program, in which case that bugs me. I prefer procedural. Anyways, I have some hang-ups about this, as you can tell, but what I really wanted to say was I need help with the materials and texturing. And you guys are writing me saying, hey, it'd be really cool to see blood and grime and grunge all over it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I would love to have. But I'm not really good enough to do that in Blender itself. I know you can do some procedural dirt and scratches and stuff, and I've done some and I should do more, but I'm busy with her and the other little one that's 8 months and the 3 dogs and my wife. And I'm only doing it on the graveyard shift, as some of you know. So I tend to do the modeling and go, you know what, I had so much fun, I'm done, let's move on. But you know, it would be nice to see it done. So my challenge to you is, I mean, the blend file's there, although it's a mess. It's huge, you know, and I used, you know, a lot of polys, and I didn't delete all back faces, and some of the stuff is bad modeling. It's not going to be very good for UV unwrapping, but please, please, have a go of it, or take it and just take one object and show me what you can do and inspire me to do that. If you show me not how to use Substance Painter to do somebody else's chair, show me on my stuff, take one of my objects, do a really cool job, but I don't have Photoshop. I'm not paying for a subscription anymore, okay? But if you got to use Photoshop, then fine. Show me what you can do, and if I really like it, I'm going to ask you to teach me. Teach me, and I will then use that information to get better at Blender and do more of that stuff if that's what you'd like to see me do. And I hope it is, because I'd like to learn from you. There are a lot of tutorials on Substance Painter and texturing, and I've watched a lot. I'm tired and I'm getting older. I need somebody to hold my hand and show me how to do some basic cool stuff that is replicable relatively easily. Sorry about this, I gotta switch. You know, that I don't need Photoshop for, preferably. I've got GIMP. Show me in GIMP. Or right in Blender. Or in Substance Painter. Show me the easy way. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. I hope somebody takes up my challenge. If you would prefer to texture another of my models that I've done, I could try to find the blend files for that. I'd really, really like some help, because I know you're getting frustrated, some of you, with seeing my modeling, which might be okay, and then not seeing a finished product that, you know, is not shiny or just matte. You know, it doesn't have good textures. All right. And I'm frustrated too. All right. Cool. Thanks so much for all your support. I really appreciate that. Just went over 9,000 subscribers. Probably about half of that before was from music. Maybe half of that is from Blender recently. I hope. And I do appreciate that. It's not a million, but I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy to help out if I can. And somebody's stolen all my chocolate bar now. See ya.